And good morning. We're ready for our English lesson for this Monday. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you're ready. All right, so we are in chapter 2 in English. We're going to be writing a compare-contrast essay. But before we start, we're actually going to begin our rough draft at the end of the week. We're just going to take it really slow. Today, we're just going to kind of practice together, okay? Let me pull this up. Okay, there we go. I'm going to see if I can turn the color black because I don't know how they do this. Okay, maybe this will work. Yeah, see, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. Shows it is. I don't know now where my little thing went. See, now it's going to turn back to red. Oh well, I give up. Okay. Okay, now let's go ahead and look. We're going to look at pages 25 and 26 today. We're going to look at the other day I think we learned about what compare and contrast means. And then we looked at we kind of restudied what a paragraph is. So remember, compare means when you take two things and you tell how they're alike. Contrast is when you take two things and you tell how they're different. Okay? And it can be something that's just barely different or something that's greatly different. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be practicing on putting those two things together. So look at page 25. Okay. At the very top of page 25, it says Antonio wrote this essay to compare and contrast two places. Okay, the state where he lived before and the state where he lives now. So we're going to look at the different parts of this essay and see how many paragraphs it has and what the purpose of each paragraph is. Okay, now, do you see his title, Southerners Go North? See how he's got that nice and neat there? Now, you see his first paragraph, see where it says introduction, okay? And see where he indents. Okay, so let's look at his introduction. Now, this is his intro paragraph. If you'll notice, there's 4 paragraphs. There's an introduction, a comparison, a contrast, and a conclusion. Each one of those is indented over when it starts, okay? So let's look at his introduction and see if he has any details in it. My family moved from South Carolina to Nebraska last year. Most people have many adjustments to make when they move to a new place. We enjoyed living in South Carolina, but we like Nebraska too. We have noticed many similarities and also a few differences between the two states. Okay. In that paragraph, his introduction, he didn't give us any details, did he? He didn't give us any comparisons or contrasts, did he? No, he just said, okay, I lived here, now I live here, and there's been some changes, and I'm going to go over with you this and this. So he didn't give us any details in that. Let's look at his next paragraph. His next paragraph is the paragraph where he's going to compare the two states. Many things about Nebraska and South Carolina are similar. That's his topic sentence. That means this next paragraph is going to be how they're the same. My school in Nebraska is a lot like my old school in South Carolina. We study all the same subjects and we even use the same kind of textbooks. Similarly, our neighborhood here in Nebraska reminds me of our neighborhood in South Carolina. Our house there was on a cul-de-sac and our house here is too. Like the neighbors in South Carolina, the neighbors here in Nebraska are friendly, and there are some kids my age. South Carolina had a good church for us to attend, and Nebraska does also. Okay, so after he put that main idea, that main topic sentence, many things about Nebraska and South Carolina are similar, then the rest of that paragraph, he listed the details to support that. Let's look at the third one. This is his contrast. Let's see how he starts it. Now, first he indents. That means he kind of goes over a little bit to show it's a new paragraph. Let's look at his topic sentence in this paragraph. On the other hand, some things about Nebraska are different from South Carolina. Okay, no details, just letting us know that now he's changing to tell us how they're different. For example, the winter weather is much different here in Nebraska. In South Carolina, we got a large amount of rain in the winter, but we hardly ever got snow. In contrast, Nebraska winters are frigid. We get a lot of snow. Another difference is that we do not have the same kind of soil here. The South Carolina soil has a red color to it, but the Nebraska soil is dark brown. Nebraska has more farms than South Carolina did. We also see many more cows here than we did in South Carolina. All right, so that was his contrast paragraph. That's the paragraph where he tells the differences. Okay, notice he has a topic sentence, and then he goes in to tell the details. Let's look at his last paragraph. This is his conclusion. We like our new home in Nebraska. Although people here tease us about being Southerners, we enjoy seeing more snow and more farmland. We sometimes miss South Carolina, but we are glad God brought our family here. Okay? No details in the conclusion, is it? It's just a conclusion. It's just a couple of sentences, 2 or 3 sentences to kind of even it out. Okay. Now, let's look at page 26. So at the very top, it's telling us about each one of those paragraphs that we just read over. Each one of those has its own purpose. Okay? Now, the first paragraph, the introduction, that opens the essay. It tells what the essay is going to be about, but it doesn't have any details. Then the second paragraph is the comparison. It has a topic sentence to tell what you're going to compare, and then it has details. Your third one has the contrast. It's the same one, except it's where it tells the differences. Topic sentence, and then the differences. And then the fourth paragraph, the conclusion, just closes it out. There's no details in it. It just sums everything up together in just a few sentences, okay? All right, now I want you to notice right here in the middle of page 26, there's a little tiny purple box that says comparing words, a little green box right next to it that says contrasting words. See that? Okay, so they're comparing words. Now these are words when we go in later on when we revise and proofread, we're going to use these words to put in there. But some comparing words, some interesting words would be also, both, like, similarly, in the same way. That's a little phrase. And then the contrasting words that you can use in your paragraph. But, however, in contrast, even though, on the other hand, and those are just a few, just things to kind of keep your writing kind of interesting. All right, so we're going to look at this bottom paragraph right here. Now, we got a little bit more that we're going to work on, so we're going to kind of move really fast on this. So it says that in this paragraph, actually, let's skip that part of it, okay, because we'll actually work on this part tomorrow because we have a little bit more to do. I don't want this to be too long of a lesson. Now, I want to show you what we're going to do. Actually, I think probably I don't even need that. So what we're going to do is we're going to, together, we're going to talk about cats and dogs. Okay? All right, so over here we're going to put cats. I'm just showing you that when you start doing your compare contrast essay, this is what we're going to be doing, okay? Now, you're not going to do cats and dogs. This is just an example. You're going to be thinking of something that you can do. It doesn't have to be animals. It can be 2 places. It can be 2 things. It can be 2 foods or anything. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about cats and dogs. So we're going to talk about the things that they have, and just everything about cats and everything about dogs, things that they have in common, okay? All right, so what are some things that that cats and dogs, that are characteristics of cats and dogs, okay? So let's see. One barks. And we're going to make ours short. Yours is going to be a little bit longer. Cats meow. I hear one in there meowing right now. Okay. They both have fur, right? Okay. They both are pets, right? Let's see. What are some other things? Let's think. Woo. Let's see. What are some other things? They both have. Well, no, that's not true. I was going to say tails, but I've got cats that don't have tails. What else are some things that maybe are different? We got a couple of things that are the same. Let's think of things that are different. Let's see. How are they different? I can't think right now. Let's see. Cats meow, dogs bark. Okay, just for the sake of time, we're just going to say that cats are small and dogs are big. And we know that's not true. But I'm kind of in a hurry to get through this lesson, so I don't have a lot of time. I don't want to sit here and lose your attention trying to think of things. So we're just going to go with that, okay? So basically what we did is this is called a T chart, okay? So we made a big T, and we put the two things that we're going to compare and contrast. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to draw lines to the things that are the same. Okay, so they each have fur, they each can be pets. Now we're going to draw lines to those things that are different. Well, they meow and they bark, or they're small and they're big. Okay, now these are not good examples, but I just want to show you how we're going to put it together. Okay, so when you think of something, when it's time for you to do your T chart, yours is going to be like this, but yours will be better, but it's in this format. Now, once we get that done, now we're going to make a Venn diagram. You know what that is? Okay. Now, we're going to say this side is for cats, and this side is for dogs. So what in the world goes in the middle? This is only about cats. This is only about dogs, so this must be where they're the same, because see how they overlap? All right, so let's put the things that are true only about cats in here. Cats meow and they're small. Okay, so everything from your T chart that's only about cats goes in the circle for only cats. Same thing with dogs. They bark and they're big. And we know that's not true. People do have small dogs, but yeah, we're just doing this. Okay, and then anything that's the same goes in the middle. They each have fur and they can be pets. Okay, that's called a Venn diagram. Now, what I'm going to show you is, I'm going to have to do this kind of small because I'm running out of space. Woo. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is how we would begin to put this together if we were writing. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is come up with an introduction. Okay, so we might say something like, and I can't indent when I'm writing on here because it won't let me. But if you were writing it, you would indent first. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're just going to introduce what we're talking about. We're going to say, let's see, cats and dogs are popular animals. Many homes have them. Let's see. How about, we need another sentence in our intro. Cats and dogs are popular animals. Many homes have them. We'll say some people have more. No, some people have both. Okay, so that's our introduction. Okay, it's short, it's to the point. I didn't add any details, did I? Now our first paragraph is our comparison. So we're going to go to a new paragraph. Now again, I would indent right here, but this won't let me. Okay, so our first paragraph, or our second paragraph here, is we're going to see how they're the same, compare. Okay, so we got to have a topic sentence. Okay, we'll say dogs and cats are different animals with similar characteristics. And then we'll say, for example, both have fur. Also, they can both be pets. Okay, now we're going to go to our next paragraph. And it's going to have a topic sentence. Remember, it's the contrast. We're telling how they're different. Okay, so we might say, even though many people have both, some people, whoop, I'm going to have to move this. This is not going to work. It's going to have to. Some people like only, whoops, one of these pets. No, that's not a good one, is it? Oh, we'll leave it. This is our rough draft. Okay, we'll say cats meow, but dogs bark. Dogs can be big, and cats can be small. Okay, and then we're going to go to our last paragraph. This is our conclusion, so we're going to put it all together. Okay, let's see. Some families have many pets and some have none. And then we can say something like, cats and dogs are usually the most popular depending on which one you like. And that's the end. Okay? Now, I have to somehow, I need to copy this because I have to save this for our next lesson. So let me do this. We're gonna see if we can copy. We're gonna copy, and then I'm gonna go down here. Whoops, and I'm gonna put. Whoop. We're gonna put it on this so that we can have it on our next lesson. Think I can do that? I'm gonna try it. Let's paste it. Oh, it's not gonna paste. It's not gonna let me, is it? Bye. Bye. Have a good day. All right. Let's save this as, we can do this. It's going to save it as like a picture on my computer. Okay. Well, while I'm doing that, I was just going to tell you that you don't have an assignment today. Our only assignment was to let you see how we put this together. Okay? All right. So be ready and be thinking about the things that you're going to use to compare and contrast. That's all for today.